right, welcome to Module 6. We're going to go through, starting with, let's see, get you on track. With question 1 of Module 6. The video on your laptop needs to be updated. You have researched online, and according to the manufacturer, you can install a new video card in your laptop. What is the most likely slot connection you will use to install a new video card in your laptop? All right, so when it comes to laptop, remember it's a laptop. The first possible answer is a card bus slot, and that is definitely incorrect. Then you have your express card slot. That's also incorrect. Now your USB, you're not going to put a video card in a USB slot. That's just not highly unlikely. If it is, it's going to be it's going to be VGA or something of that level, very basic, right? So the correct answer, what you're looking for, is your PCI mini PCI E card. PCI, the E stands for enhanced. So that's for, and because if it was a regular desktop computer, it would just be a PCIe card. Because it's a laptop, it's called a mini PCIe. All right. So the correct answer is PCIe, and that can be found figure 6-31. Didn't get the page number for that one, but that's okay. So let's go on to question number 2. Question 2 of Module 6. Patrick wants you to repair his laptop LCD screen. Patrick insists that it was not his fault, but sometime during the night, the laptop fell off his desk, and now the screen is broken. During disassembly of his laptop, you see a mini PCIe card with a black cable and a white cable connected that appeared to go into the screen bezel. What is the function of the two wires? All right. The first possible answer, the sound cord for the sound port, that is incorrect. Next possible answer is the video cable. That's also incorrect. And it's definitely not the webcam connector. All right. So what it is the Wi-Fi antenna. The Wi-Fi antenna goes up to the screen and splits up to help get a better signal. So you will see the Wi-Fi connectors, or those two wires, or the Wi-Fi antenna. All right. Moving on to number 3. Number 3, Bailey wants to connect a new external hard drive to his Windows PC. He wants the fastest connection type available because he plans to edit video directly to and from the external hard drive. Which connection type should Bailey use to get the fastest connection possible? All right. So on this one, we've got them all prepared. All lined up from the connections or from the possible answers. As you can see, your USB 3.0 is 5 gigabits per second. Your SATA version 2 or revision 2, 3 gigabits per second, or 300 megabytes per second. Depends on which one you have. Your lightning cable was only 480 megabytes per second. So your Thunderbolt is 20 gigabits per second. So when it comes to transfer speeds, for example, some of our storage administrators, sometimes they have to come in on weekends to do backups. So imagine they have 8 hours worth of data that they need to move if they're using USB 3.0, and they're doing 5 gigabytes per second, right? So here's where it comes in. If they can use a Thunderbolt, the Thunderbolt speeds, 20 gigabytes per second, that's 4 times as fast. So instead of working 8 hours on that Saturday, they only have to come in and do 2 hours. It's big difference. Big difference. Now, it doesn't really matter that much if you're just moving small files here and there, but large amounts of data, it does save you time. It's more efficient. All right? So that would be on to number 4. Jimmy is running out of desk space. He keeps 3 computers on his desk. The 3 computers can't be moved, and they need to be running in the same time. Currently, Jimmy has 3 mice, keyboards, and monitors running on his desk. What can Jimmy do to free up space on his desk? All right. First possible answer, purchase a touchscreen monitor. Then he'd have 1 touchscreen monitor and 2 regular monitors. So that wouldn't save space. Use dual monitors. I mean, he's still got 3. So that's not what we're looking for. Purchase a touchpad mouse. Don't see how that would help eliminate space. So the correct answer is use a KVM switch. So here's a KVM switch. Here's an example of one. This particular one has the USB connections. Also the VGA. As you can see, it looks like you can hook up 1, 2, 3, 4. Looks like there's 2 ports on the other side, just like on the side that's facing us. And then the one out port that's going out to the actual monitor. So you got one monitor. You hit the little button on top of the KVM switch to go to which PC you want to use. So you got the KVM itself stands for keyboard, video, and mouse. So this switch here can help you use one keyboard, one mouse, and one monitor for up to 4 computers or 4 servers. You'll see a lot of these in a data center where you have rack servers. Instead of having a keyboard and mouse and monitor for each server, you might just have one per stack that controls all those. All right, but this is what a KVM switch does. Now they have different ones. They have the HDMI for the videos. They have the PS2, the old ones, PS2 connectors, USB connectors, different type of video displays. So make sure if you get one, you get the right connectors. All right, so next, let's move on to question 5. Question 5, Eric has asked you to help him build a new gaming computer so that he can play the newest games available. He also wants the computer to be VR, virtual reality compatible. He has already purchased a high-definition sound card, a new multi-core processor, as an SSD hard drive, and a 16 gigabytes of RAM. What is missing from Eric's game design? All right, so the first one is a wireless network card. You can use wireless, but you're talking about a gaming computer, and they haven't mentioned all the main components. So let's go on down to the joystick port. Likewise, you can probably use USB adapter and a USB to whatever type of joystick port that he wants to use, so that's not important. A new monitor, yeah, that's great, but if you don't have the correct answer, the video card, none of that would matter because you won't be able to get the graphics. Now, when you're talking about a gaming computer, you're not talking about Tetris or any low graphics game. He's probably talking. He already mentioned the VR compatible virtual reality. So you need some high power graphics, and that's why your video card. He already mentioned the sound card, processor, and all that already. Storage for hard drive and the RAM, but he didn't no mention of a video card. So if you get all that, pay all that extra for those high-end parts, and then you're just using VGA or integrated card, you're probably not going to get good graphics. And if you're playing online, you might have your graphics will be choppy. You won't be that good of a gamer. So you do definitely want to need a good video card. All right. So next, on to number 6. When Ron turns on his computer, he hears one beep. However, there is no image on the screen. The monitor indicator is not on. And what should Ron consider first when he troubleshoots this video issue? So the first one is the video card seated properly. So remember when we're talking about troubleshooting, you want to do the least invasive thing first. So you don't want to open up the computer right away. All right. So next is video cable plugged in properly? You can, but the video cable to the that connects to the actual computer doesn't provide power. So it says that the indicator light is not on, which means the monitor doesn't seem to be getting power. All right. So next are the brightness and contrast turned all the way down. If the power button was on, then yeah, you would check that. If you see the power light on, so hey, it's getting power, you would check that. But in this case, the power button's not on or the power light's not on. So the obvious thing you would do is the monitor plugged in properly. So it could be plugged in properly. If it's using a power strip or something like that, make sure the power strip is on, or an extension cord that it is turned on and it's also plugged up. And one easy way to do it, if there's other things in there, check to see if they are on. Also, you can check the plugs. Sometimes the fuses get blown or circuits get tripped, so that whole panel on the wall might be out until they flip the switch back at the box. So just make sure there's power getting to that cable or getting to that socket before you plug it up. All right, but once you do that, just remember you want to do the least invasive things first in troubleshooting. You don't want to open up the computer until you figure out everything external is properly set and plugged in. All right, so on to number 7. Number 7, Terry is having a problem with his computer screen. He said the screen looks distorted. When you go to check his monitor, you notice that the icon on the desktop appeared to be tall and skinny. What is the common cause of this problem? So the first possible answer, refresh rate of the video card is out of sync with the monitor's refresh rate. No, that's probably unlikely because you wouldn't get the funny screen like that looking skinny. Refresh rate on the video card is out of sync with the monitor's refresh rate. Same answer. Font size has been set too low or too high. That doesn't really make any sense. So the correct answer is going to be the computer's resolution has been set too low. All right. So the resolution has been set too low for number 7. All right, question 8. Jose calls you at the help desk because he is having a problem logging on to his laptop computer. After several unsuccessful attempts to enter his password, he asks you to reset the password because he must have forgotten it. You reset the password and he types it, but again the computer rejects it. Jose assures you that he typed the correct username and password. You ask him what type of computer is he using and he tells you a laptop. What might be the problem with Jose's computer? So keyboard is in the wrong language. That doesn't make much sense. The next one is keyboard is not working. Well, if the keyboard is not working, he wouldn't get the asterisk of seeing his password filled out unless he's using Linux. Then yeah, it doesn't show the characters. Next is operating system is corrupt. That's highly unlikely too. You wouldn't get the login if it was corrupt. It wouldn't boot up for you to be able to log in. So the obvious answer or the correct answer is the number lock key is on. So remember they said laptop. In desktops, sometimes that number lock key is easier to trip or set on a laptop than it is on a desktop keyboard. So that's the obvious, or that is the correct answer. Number lock key is on. All right, moving on to number 9. Number 9, Shivam has a broken laptop screen and needs to replace the screen. While doing research to find a new screen, he discovers that his laptop screen he is replacing does not have a backlight. What kind of screen does Shivam need to order for his laptop? So we have here is the OLED screen because it doesn't have a backlight. The other 3, the touch screen, the LED, and the CRT, they are backlit. So the OLED is the correct answer. And finally, number 10. Number 10, when you are ordering a standard thick client computer for a normal business user, what should you check before ordering the computer? So the first possible answer is amount of RAM. Not really. Amount of storage available. No, that's not going to help either. And the speed of CPU. So you're looking at a thick client computer, so you're not really caring about high performance because what you're looking for is the correct answer is meets requirement of the operating system. So if it doesn't meet the requirement of the operating system, it's not going to work. It's not going to do what you want it to do. It's a thick client. All right. So number 10 would be meet requirements for the operating system or the OS. All right. So that is all for Module 6. Thank you again for joining in. We'll see you soon with Module 7.